the Portland Trail Blazers in New York. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And so off the tip, it's New York. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. Plumlee out there with Aminu. And it's Harkless in at the 3. Porzingis can't hit.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall. Hey, guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
So the Portland Trail Blazers able to put the first points up on the board. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession.
Still Knicks ball.
Nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
Now here's Anthony. Off the left rim and out.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
To the inside. Vujicic. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Here's Calderon. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They, right now, are searching for a bucket.
Good. Lillard's got 5.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
And, guys, C.J. McCollum is a scoring-minded combo guard. He's out of his time. He's taken with the 10th pick back in 2013 and still looking to make a big impact in the NBA.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. While McCollum has struggled with injury, he's broken a bone in each of the last 3 seasons dating back to college at Lehigh.
Yeah, and if he can stay healthy, I think he's got a bright future. He had a broken finger last season, and he broke his foot twice in the seasons prior, Kevin, just to embellish the injury situation. But he's got some ability.
The shot's good from Lopez.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Plumlee dishes to Harkless. And now Farouk Aminu gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
And that's an aggressive play to try to get the rebound. Just a little too aggressive.
And unnecessary. That's over the top. That's doing too much, man. He wasn't in good position there, and he was never going to get the ball. He just wasted a foul.
7.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
C.J. McCollum.
That is good.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
Here's Porzingis. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Plumlee attacking. This is to McCollum for the 3. The shot misses. The Knicks go the other way with it. Portland did a lot of things right last year in their 51-win season. The one constant for them was how they play defense.
You know, Kevin, they were good all season long in terms of staying focused on that side of the ball. Really made sure to challenge every shot, and with their length and reach, they should be a factor defensively.
Now here's Anthony. After the miss from Mason Plumlee. And a foul for the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Damian Lillard.
That's his first personal foul.
Yeah, you know, as you said, Portland challenged every shot last season. They were a top 10 team in limiting opponents' shooting percentage. They were also best in the league in limiting three-pointers.
There are a lot of different approaches on defense. Portland challenged shots and didn't make risky plays. They were last in turnovers forced last year, but overall, they had a strong defense.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Porzingis. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Sasha Vujicic. And it's Grant in for Jose Calderon. Grab the pass to McCollum. 5 to shoot. Williams with the steal. And now, in transition, it's Aflalo. Here we go. Tries to keep it alive. New York, no good that time either. Moving it up. Williams with the block.
They got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and every play counts.
Now here's Henderson. Aaron Aflalo missing his last shot. Leonard. Good work defensively by Anthony. Williams kicks to Aflalo. Pass to Carmelo. Takes a 3. And it's Anthony again missing. Timeout call here, the first for Portland.
And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to stop the bleeding. Things were starting to spiral completely out of control, and I think a timeout was a no-brainer there.
One more time to hear your Knicks City Dancers.
Now McCollum.
Gentlemen, your Knicks City Dancers.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. Hey, guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
A lot of times, the team that owns the paint is going to come away with the victory, and that's what they've done here thus far.
Yeah, why change the plan until they make you? And that's where they should continue to attack moving forward, going inside.
Father Lopez out there with Porzingis. Then there's Grant. Then there's Aflalo, and it's Galloway in the 2 spot. There, the group in New York will start the second one.
Listen, the Knicks had a hard time scoring last year, just lacked any real presence in the paint, and lacking that paint threat makes things easier for the opposing defense.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
Jose Calderon, who's checked in for Grant. Portland also making some changes. Vonleh comes in for Leonard. And Harkless is subbed in for Gerald Henderson. You know, at the Knicks, they were second to last in field goal percentage from their front court. Granted, they were hit by injuries. It seemed like all over the place all season.
Yeah, you know, with that poor field goal percentage shooting and being top 3 in field goal attempts on the year,
but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. Harkless dishes to Vonleh. Three-pointer, Lillard. They get it back. Here's Crabbe. Broke loose. The Knicks with the lead. And they're moving it up. Here's Porzingis. Down it goes. Jamming that one home.
And how about that one-man fast break?
I love the power finish at the end of it, too.
Plumlee attacking. Lillard from outside. That is good. Lillard's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
New York calls timeout.
These are your Knicks City dancers.
One thing about Damian Lillard, for as much as he handles the ball, for as much as he pushes the action, he doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, surprising for a young, aggressive point guard, but this guy plays wise beyond his years.
Checked in. Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And you know, Clark, another important point regarding Lillard, for as aggressive as he has been going to the basket, he's extremely durable. He's been terrific in terms of health.
He's been in every game throughout his young career. That is remarkable. Unusual in today's NBA for sure.
To Porzingis. Here's Lopez. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. You look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark. They won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player. Does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
Sasha Vujacic is checked in for Porzingis.
Well, I love that aggression. Forget about the tip. Just grab the thing and slam it home.
Well, what a way to get second chance points.
And don't take any risk while you're doing it.
Got a piece of it. Harkless with the steal. Lillard the pass to Plumlee. Crabbe, no good.
And speaking of the intangibles for Robin Lopez, he's great at boxing out for rebounds and setting screens offensively. Again, things that there really aren't stats that are kept, but those are ways you can impact the game. And those are the kind of plays that often go overlooked.
Here's Lillard. Off target at the rim. Lopez kicks to Afflalo. Got a piece of it. Here's Anthony. And a big pass off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Next down.
And Lopez, or as they like to call him, Rolo, an elite rim protector. Just a really good shot blocker, but he doesn't chase blocks. He just challenges every shot inside without foul.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number one for them right now.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Aaron Afflalo. And it's Grant in for Jose Calderon.
Kevin Serafin, 2 points.
Shots good for Serafin.
Knicks trap.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
Vonleh kicks to Henderson. Takes the three. And he gets it to go. Henderson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Outside Anthony. He dishes it to Grant. Top of the key, Seraphin. Shot clock at 6. New York needs to get off a shot. Anthony can't hit.
That's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
And here's McCollum for 3. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. A stupendous finishing shot. Anthony's got 6 points.
20-24.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Trailblazers out in front, up 4. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third.
Lillard has been playing really well. He's got 11 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Trailblazers, Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. Harkless is out there with the Aminu, and it's Plumlee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team in injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
Calderon with it. Lillard picks him up. Plumlee with the steal. Pushing it up. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Jose Calderon. Damian Lillard is a 2-time All-Star. He just keeps getting better and better, and I love his demeanor on the floor. He seems a lot older than he really is.
Yeah, he's got an old head, and he's got a very even-keeled disposition about him, which serves him well. He almost missed the All-Star game last season and was an injury replacement.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Swallow comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Sasha Bouyachek. The Knicks took their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
Davis is checked in for the Trailblazers. Calderon has the open look. From outside, off the mark.
And for Lillard, that motivation. Remember, he got cut from Team USA a couple summers ago in favor of Derrick Rose and Kyrie Irving. And Lillard calls it wood on the fire. Those things keep him focused and also hungry.
Calderon, no good.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And remember, Lillard, the former Rookie of the Year, he's had his snubs, but also he's gotten some recognition. Even playing in the Pacific Northwest, he's got his own signature shoe now, and his star definitely on the rise.
subs checked in. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Puts up the baby hook. Calderon, no good.
Boy, a sluggish, muddy start to the second half. Still scoreless.
And Damian Lillard again. Lillard's got 8 here in the quarter.
Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence, and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponent scoring chances.
Just 5 to shoot. And it's Lopez penetrating.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Over the Knicks last season, Greg, the defense a problem for them, specifically how they defended against perimeter shots, and in particular the three.
38%, Kevin, of the threes against them went in. That was by far the worst in the league, and it's a big reason why they would end the year with the worst margin of victory in the NBA. How about minus 9.3?
So for the Knicks, Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Derek Williams comes in for Porzingis, and it's Grant in for Jose Calderon. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Harkless, and it's Henderson for Damian Lillard. Back to Leonard. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
First personal foul.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Pound the basket.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
And that's been their focus, it seems, throughout the game. I like the discipline that they've showed in terms of creating those opportunities on the inside.
Henderson.
Gerald Henderson.
Cans it from downtown. Henderson's got 6.
Guys, this doesn't look like the same team defensively we saw in the first half.
Slam dunk
They're
by
flat
Kevin
as
Serafin.
day-old pop.
And if that doesn't get you fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Knicks trailed by 14. Deflects the pass. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Crabbe. That's tipped. They get it back. And here's McCollum for 3. And that one's good.
C.J. McCollum.
McCollum's got his second basket.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Grant dishes to Serafin. And the layup's good off the glass.
2 points.
Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
Here's Crabbe. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Davis sets a screen. Here's McCollum. Puts up the baby hook.
Traveling
And
violation.
the officials call traveling violation.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Anthony. That misses. Would have counted had it. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Trailblazers lead by 15. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Grant is out there with Vujicic. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then it's Anthony. And it's Porzingis in a power forward position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Trailblazers leading by 15. And the basket by Lillard.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Anthony drives in. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. Carmelo Anthony, the third pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have ring.
Here's Calderon. Pulls up from the corner. That's good.
34-47.
Lillard with it. He's picked up by Lopez. And it's sent back by Lopez. Anthony left side. Kicks it to Vujacic. Shoots from the elbow. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that short stroke. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Out of bounds.
And out of bounds is the next game possession.
Checking in
Aaron
for
Aflalo.
Knicks.
He's checked in for New
Aaron
York.
Aflalo.
Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10 and 31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and second worst home record in the league.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And, you know, for the Knicks, there were a lot of reasons why they were bad at home. Bottom 5 in field goal percentage, against at home field goal defense, and third worst field goal percentage at home in the league.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Kurt Rambis had to say to the team. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Anthony, the pass to Lopez. Just 5 on the clock. He had his back to the basket for over 5. That'll be a turnover.
It's really been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Knicks City answers.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Lillard with it. Out guarded by Aflalo. Nifty move. The Knicks pull it in. Inside. It's stolen by Aminu. Poked away.
Out of bounds.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Gerald Henderson.
C.J. McCollum.
Anthony right side. Drills the three-pointer. Anthony's got 5 points in the quarter.
Knicks trend.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Here's Lillard.
Damian Lillard.
And the shot is good. And the Trailblazers lead by 12.
Trailblazers foul.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control. And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Back to Aflalo. Poked away. It's stolen by Aminu.
Yeah, they've gotten careless, Kevin, no doubt about it, with their turnovers in the second half.
Lillard from outside, and he gets it to go. Lillard's got 17 points here in the second half. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Trailblazers.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
A three from McCollum. Offensive rebound. And Plumlee kicks to Lillard. It's deflected. Taken away by Anthony. For the three. Anthony missing again.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Knicks trail by 13. Calderon dishes to Lopez. The three from Anthony. The Knicks rebound. A second chance effort. A follow. No good.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
The shot by Harkless, no good. Anthony drives in. It's tipped. Plumlee with the steal. The finish.
Assisted by.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hostile fans.
Here's Lopez. New York, no good that time either. And here's McCollum. Three-pointer, Lillard. It's tipped. Out of bounds. Trailblazers ball as Portland keeps possession.
Substitution on the floor. Trailblazers timeout.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
Ladies and gentlemen,
They lead by 15. Just 2 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Long range from the inbound. And that falls.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And, Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Hart. ready at a... Pitch in the sold-out arena. It's the Miami Heat and the Portland Trailblazers. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. The big men are Bosch and Whiteside. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Dang in the 3 seconds. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Mason Plumlee will really put it on you. Tough, hard-nosed player, has the size to bang and the athleticism, GA, to run the court.
And it's interesting, Kevin. His game translated better as a professional than maybe as a collegiate. I mean, he's a guy that's a lunch pail kind of player. Rolls up his sleeves, focuses in, and willing to do the dirty work.
Excellent point about the comparison college to pro. I think you're right on. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. The Trailblazers on offense. Stolen by Bosch. Here's Wade. The shot is off. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Lillard from outside. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
No good from Dragic.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Harkless with it. He's picked up by Dang. Lillard with no one around. And another three for Portland.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Again, Dragic missing.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. And that one comes up a bit short. Portland was just fantastic at home last season. We expect that, though, of this team, Greg. 32-9. It was packed each game.
And Kevin, of that 32-win mark, how about that was the 4th best in the entire league. You don't win your division without winning at home, and Portland definitely took care of business.
Harkless the pass to Aminu. 6 to shoot. There's the dish to McCollum. Off target from three-point range. The Heat trail by 3. There's Dragic with the 3. Another miss by Dragic.
Well, I tell you what, it seems as though Portland is always good at home. It was 2007 when they last had a losing record in this building. Even when they're down overall, they're always tough at home.
A different look now for Portland. Ed Davis is checked in for Plumlee. Myers Leonard comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. And it's Alan Crabb in for Harkless. And then for Miami, Johnson, he's checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Luol Richardson. And it's Richardson in for Dwayne Wade.
And unfortunately, guys, for Portland, they didn't have home court advantage in the playoffs. As great as they were at home all year, it could have made a big difference for them in the postseason.
And the basket by Lillard.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
It's Dragic with the drive. And he uses the glass on the layup. Dragic has got his first points of the game.
A strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Here's Lillard. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And that's now 11 points for Lillard.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Now here's Johnson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. The Heat need to get a shot off. Bosh can't hit. Trailblazers leading by 4. Davis sets a screen. Three-pointer, Lillard. The Trailblazers rebound. Leonard kicks to McCullough. Buries the long-range. Jumper. McCollum's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs, but their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17 and 24. I don't think you can be that far under 500 on the road and hope to play in the postseason.
Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Green, he's checked in for Miami. The Heat trailed by 7. Now Johnson. On the wing, Green. Offline with his 3.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Lillard dishes to Henderson. Lillard attacking. Off target at the rim. On the wing, Green. The 3. Again, the miss by Green.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Trailblazers up 9 from Portland. We're back in a moment.
All right, I want everyone to give it up for y'all.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Portland?
Well, I tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
On the court for Miami here in the second. Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3. Whiteside is up there with Josh McRoberts. And it's Richardson in at the 1 spot.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Dang.
And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state. But what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some games every game for the past few years, but he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
Greg, you brought the topic of Wade. He's had a chance to make several tough mental adjustments throughout his career.
Well, he's always been a guy willing to alter his game for the good of the team. That's why he's got those championship rings, Kevin. You've got to be flexible, not just talent.
Yeah, when Shaq comes in and joins him, then he had to change away when LeBron came in to play.
Great credit to him. Yeah. Great credit to him.
Very admirable. Now a timeout called by Miami. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Comes in for Gerald Henderson. And McCollum subbed in for Lillard. And Miami with a change here, too. Johnson's checked in.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And he was fouled on the way out. 2 free throws now for him.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year. And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another. That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
Harkless. That 3 off the mark. Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent. He's been solid. And now you see some maturation with him as well.
Cullen passes to Vonleh. Hits it from three-point range. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Now here's McCollum. To the wing right side. And Plumlee kicks to McCollum. No good from outside.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Wade has the open look. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. McCollum, no good.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Here's Vonleh. And it's blocked by Dang. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And it's Wade with the jam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Now here's Wade. 13 points in the game.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it. He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Dang dishes to Johnson. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Portland's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%.
Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
Joe Johnson.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 3 assists in the game. Brown gets it to go from beyond the arc. Crab's got 5.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from behind the arc.
And when you allow shooters to get in a rhythm, then you're going to have problems because they can hit it even when you start to defend it with intensity.
But they recover it. With 1 on the clock, it's all tied in Portland. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Lillard having a good 13 points, and from downtown he's buried 3 3-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and got him good looks, he's knocked him down.
And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough ones.
Chris Bosh.
Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. Harkless is out there with Aminu. And it's Plumlee in at the 5 down low. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half. Lillard misses. Damian Lillard is a 2-time All-Star. He just keeps getting better and better. And I love his demeanor on the floor. He seems a lot older than he really is.
Yeah, he's got an old head and he's got a...
Damian Lillard with the slam.
Beautiful. Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets to stage.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
And check out the bounce.
Oh, bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right.
You said it, Kevin. Good move. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
And it was a very public fallout between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
Davis is checked in for the Trailblazers. Heat also with the sub. Richardson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. Lillard attacking. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries. And, of course, Dragic was traded to Miami last season. Said he felt betrayed by the Suns front office, which spurred him wanting out of Phoenix and to South Florida.
Yeah, you know what? We'll never know the whole truth about that situation, but Dragic said they told him one thing with personnel and did something else.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark with the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Into the lineup.
Amari Stoudemire, who's checked in for Miami. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. Here's Dragic inside. And Chris Bosh with the slam.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Dragic the pass to Stoudemire. Left side Bosch. Kicks to Dragic. And he gets it to go.
And really keeping the ball flopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And Chris Bosh with the slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat. But he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
At the line for 2.
Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley kind of molded him in his image.
And it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
Timeout called. The Heat.
And for the past few seasons, Portland's bench has really been their Achilles heel. I mean, last year they showed some improvement. The reserves play stole the game for them on more than one occasion, but still wouldn't be considered a strength.
There we go. One more time. Give it up for your Blazer Dancers.
1:51 left to play here in the third. Miami leading by 6. And for Portland, the bench still wasn't leaned on heavily for minutes. Greg was just talking about that, but they were in the top 5, Clark, in scoring efficiency, and they shot 45% from the floor on the year.
And what was a weakness for them in 14 was a strength for them in 15. And actually, they were their best down the stretch of last season.
Stoudemire in the post, covered by Lillard. And it's Amari Stoudemire again. And the Heat lead by 10. Lillard slammed on and caused the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Goran Dragic.
And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away, Clark, at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
And that's what he's out there for, guys. I mean, he is an electrifying player, no doubt.
And Plumlee kicks to Lillard. Here's Crabbe. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Here's Wade. Crabbe pulls it in.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
That's in the Miami lead. Cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Damian Lillard.
And he's on his way to putting up a big three-point total.
Plumlee with the steal. Dishes it to Henderson. Stolen by Winslow. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Portland grabs the miss. Krabs got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Lillard. Just 3 on the clock. Portland may have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game.
And they had a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games. There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
And all right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. The Heat leading by 4. On the floor for Miami, starting the fourth. D-Wade out there with Richardson. Then it's Dang. Then there's Johnson. And it's Whiteside in the center position.
Into the lineup for the Heat, AlmightyDested's.
Richardson dishes to Wade. Oh, that's blocked. Fast break. Here we go. Here's McCollum. And it's Miami with the rebound. They've led by as much as 10. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That's his second personal foul.
Amari Stoudemire with the change of scenery last season was bought out by the Knicks. Signed with the Mavs midway through the season.
That was the best thing to happen to Stoudemire, in my opinion, Kevin. He got to play playoff basketball again, and we know that wasn't going to happen in New York.
And for Stoudemire last year, served as a backup big for the Mavs and was still as efficient as ever.
Wade with it. Whiteside a screen. Richardson the pass to Stoudemire. Shot clock at 6. Richardson kicks to Stoudemire. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
Richardson.
And the Heat lead by 7.
I don't think Stoudemire will ever be what he once was, but he is a valuable big to bring off the bench for a contending team in limited minutes.
Dang dishes to Wade. Pass to Stoudemire. Back to Wade. No luck. And it's Portland the other way. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Henderson passes to McCollum. Henderson kicks to McCollum. Davis dishes to McCollum. And Whiteside sends it back. But he recovers it. Henderson. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far.
And the Heat call time here.
Hey, guys, C.J. McCollum is a scoring-minded combo guard out of Lehigh. He's taken with the 10th pick back in 2013 and still looking to make a big impact in the NBA.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Assisted.
And Portland making a change here. Lillard's checked in. While McCollum has struggled with injury, he's broken a bone in each of the last 3 seasons dating back to college at Lehigh.
Yeah, and if he can stay healthy, I think he's got a bright future. He had a broken finger last season, and he broke his foot twice in the seasons prior, Kevin, just to embellish the injury situation. But he's got some ability.
Lillard attacking. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Hassan Whiteside.
Second personal foul.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line. He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Outside Bosch. Fires for 3. Bosch can't get that one to fall. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Wade drives in. Whiteside with it. Picked up by Davis. Richardson, good.
Just too dangerous of a shooter to leave alone from beyond the arc. Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
Now a timeout called by Portland. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
And Portland has possession, trailing by 10. Three-pointer, Lillard, kept alive. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Aminu misses. Davis. The shot, no good. Nice D from Dang. The drive by Wade. The kick out to Dang. He feeds it to Bosch. It's Richardson on the wing. The pass to Whiteside. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Lillard. And it's sent back by Bosch. Now here's Wade. He's guarded closely. Outside Dang. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. And the Heat lead by 13.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Heat.
Yeah, you can see me and Clark, Steve, shaking our heads. Yeah, this has got to be one of the most rewarding wins they'll have this season. Clark, they could have easily gone quietly, but they fought back so hard.
Kevin, I love the resilience we saw there. I mean, it really is an indicator of character that when the situation was at its worst, they were suddenly at their best.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Dwayne Wade. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're trailing by 15. 50 seconds left in the game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Leonard, he's checked in for Davis. Noah Vonleh comes in for Harkless. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And Brian Roberts subbed in for Lillard. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Amare Stoudemire, he's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. Winslow's checked in for Luol Deng. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Dwayne Wade.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
They're getting beat up pretty badly out there.
And I don't care what anybody says. You can't keep the status quo. If it ain't working, you got to make some changes.
And the rejection by Stoudemire. Henderson, no one around him. No good from outside. Richardson, that's a two-pointer. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. See you next time.